Mass Effect 2 is another game that was really monumental for you. So, like, what brought you into Mass Effect?
I never had an Xbox. And I was so jealous that people got to play this game.
And, like, Fable as well, wasn't it?
Just everyone had the cool games on Xbox, and I had the cell processor with the PS3. I was the loser who picked the wrong console. He didn't get all the cool games. You know, everyone was having an amazing time on Xbox, and there was just me, like, playing like the buggiest possible version of Fallout 3.
Oh,
I loved it, obviously, but
Yeah.
then it came along, like they released Mass Effect 2. And I didn't play Mass Effect 1 because I didn't have an Xbox, and so I did the whole little comic beforehand. And I think I mentioned to you earlier, I killed Rex.
I know.
I did not know Rex. I knew only Grunt.
It breaks my heart.
I know, I'm so
Every
sorry.
time you say
Best
that.
Boy Rex is canon dead in my head.
It's
But
okay.
with the theme of everything that we're talking about today, the scope, scale, and decision making was something I hadn't experienced in a game. And the fact that those decisions weren't just kind of like arbitrary, they had consequences and they had roll-on consequences.
Yeah.
I think I was at that point playing with my housemate, and we would play it together and we would make decisions. So
Ooh, that's interesting.
in the Garrus side quests, you make the decision. I mean, I was playing as a Paragon anyway because I'm just goody two shoes. I love people that just kind of like shamelessly play as a renegade. You know,
Oh, yeah.
And their entire. They say, you know, people have said, oh, you know, it doesn't actually matter which side you play. I think BioWare did not want you to play as a renegade because he looks like a half-eaten human being. by the end of it.
I did harsh but fair, so I had like a little bit of spice.
I love that.
A little bit of spice there.
I was just like good at all points.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad whenever I made a renegade choice.
Oh,
But
she's like, oh no.
Oh,
But
no, I'm
I
awful.
feel that. Yeah, that empathy is there.
But the idea of the genophage was so incredible to me that was in a video game, that we were exploring that idea of like an artificially created sterilization of an entire race.
Yeah.
And we're telling like not human but individual human-like stories about that. And you know, you go to Tachanka and you hang out with the Krogan and you just think it's amazing that this amazing space opera was created, and you get to play a part in that, and you feel at least that you get to have an active decision in that, and you get to forge your own relationships. We talk about this game. Who did you romance? I romanced this person, you know, and you felt like you were having some say on that world, and that world was responding to you. And I think at the time that I was playing it, that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
The fact that video games could do that. And I would use Mass Effect 2 as a great example for people when they were talking about how video games are art. I would always talk about Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
About the scope of these stories can be so immense. And, you know, forget Star Wars. Mass Effect.
Yeah.
This world is beautiful. The sound design. Yeah, you're going to spend an unnecessary amount of time clicking on planets for minerals. Yes.
Yeah.
But I forgive it for all of its faults because of my relationship with that game, which was it felt at the time entirely mine. And also it had some of the best DLC ever created. I think I'm right in saying Lair of the Shadow Broker was Mass Effect 2. Arrival was Mass Effect 2. Like we were building up to this finale with Mass Effect 3. The anticipation, the hype, that was a hype game.
Yeah.
The Reapers are coming.
Yeah.
And I've never been more excited for a video game than Mass Effect 3 coming out because of the quality of Mass Effect 2. And it was my story, and my Shepard was going to do it. you know? My Shepard was going to save the galaxy.
Yeah. Like, what other game have we had that really? Like, it's just, you know, that carrying on.
3 games.
It's just incredible.
3 games, and whatever you feel about the final ending of Mass Effect 3, the way they were able to, I think, very competently tell a story that had all of these, you know, consequences and actions that you've shaped. The fact that my relationships that I carried over, and I'm thinking, God, Tali was my romance.
I mean, she is really cool.
Really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
However, when they revealed her, the whole secret was like you reveal her face, and wasn't it like revealed that they used some stop like some like old like Getty Images pictures. They still had like Getty Images on it when you saw her face, and you're going, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I was Garrus. I was always my boy Garrus.
What a voice.
I know.
What a voice.
I know. Like honestly, I just think he was just such a cool guy. Like I guess it was Tali and who else was your party members? Was it Grunt, you said?
So honestly, my party members would change all the time. I actually
Gotcha.
think that like, so Tali was my romance choice, and I'd have Tali every now and again. I think I ended up having Thane.
Oh, Thane was cool.
Thane was really cool.
Yeah.
And maybe I had Garrus in my party as well, because I was basically like using all my biotic powers. Was it slam? I think I was just throwing enemies around. That's all I was doing.
Just fly by.
You got weapons? Like, no, I've just got these blue powers that I just fling around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would change them up a lot actually.
But talk about like characters as well, like character arcs.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of getting back to Final Fantasy in that way. I think it's like the only one that really kind of captures that connection that you can have with a character, because like Thane particularly had a really intense sort of choice or sort of emotional bond that you had with him.
I feel that with all the characters in these games, because of the way that it was designed, there wasn't really, it was like, collect these people, right? And if you get them to like you enough, then they won't die.
Yeah.
Which is a strange way of doing it. But because essentially the game was get to know these characters, you got to have amazing relationships with them, and they used to matter. And my favorite character was entirely dependent on like whose loyalty mission I'd just done at that point.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know Liara because I hadn't played the first game. Then when Lair of the Shadow Broker happened and you're like, it's Liara.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes, great. But going into the third game, my relationship with Liara was different because I'd played the second game.
Yeah.
But I just think all the characters are amazing. The Asari, Samara. Is it Samara?
Yeah. Yeah. And Jack.
Jack. Were you Jack or Miranda?
Oh, I think I was Jack. Yeah.
Jack was so cool.
Yeah, Jack was sick with like the tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
Such a cool character.
But again, the roster of talent, like it had Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Is it Martin Sheen? Yeah, Martin Sheen. As the big evil guy, the elusive man. Just absolutely.
Yeah. It was monumental at the time when they even like announced that he was going to be playing a villain in this game.
Yeah.
And I mean, like for me, I heard Jennifer Hale. That was my Shepard. Well, we're gonna have to replay it, Ben.
I know.
It's gonna have to happen.
I'd love to. I think Jennifer Hale is Jennifer Hale is the voice of my video game life.
Yeah.
Just thinking about like all of the stuff, all of the voices she's done. She's so versatile, and the fact that she was Rivet in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I'm just like, you are so. This is the same person.
I know.
This is Naomi from Metal Gear Solid. That's mad.
Yeah.
She's so good. I was male chef, so I had Mark Meer, and I remember Mark Meer is a fantastic improviser, and at my drama school, he was invited in to teach us improvisation, and my jaw was on the floor that I was being taught improvisation by Commander Shepard.
Oh, I love
at
it.
the time, yeah.
Were there many other fans?
No one else cared. So me going, this is Commander Shepard.
Oh my God.
Going, Ben, stop being such a nerd.
Oh, but it's just, to be honest, I had that experience with my theater teacher as well. He got to fence with Patrick Stewart on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
And those are the things that matter to you when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You'll hold on to that.
Yeah. And like for you to have like Commander Shepard teaching you, I wouldn't be able to focus on anything else.
Yeah, I wasn't. And it was surprising to me that no one else in my year was actually caring.
Yeah.
You are not taking this seriously enough, everyone. This is such a huge deal.
We are in the presence of greatness. Yeah.
This is Shepard himself, or But so now I need to replay it. I've got the remaster collection to play. Yeah. So me and Jan will go. Or maybe I get to play Mass Effect with Jan as well.